She wrote, "That afternoon, I did not agree at first and was crying all the time. Why did you have to come back to me? Took me to your home and forced me to have sex with you. I couldn't describe how disgusted I was and how many times I asked myself, am I still a human? I feel like a walking corpse. Every day I was acting, which person is the real me?" And she wrote this about a very senior former Communist Party official. Josh Rogin, now she says she deleted it because she felt like it is being misunderstood. What are the political implications of what just happened with this interview, Josh?
Right. Well, first of all, I think we should be very clear that this is really not a political story. This is a personal tragedy for tennis star Peng Shuai. First, because she apparently was assaulted, and second, because now she's living in fear because she's had a series of staged appearances, heavily controlled, with minders sitting next to her, to bring her back out to recant her previous allegations, which is a well-worn pattern of the Chinese Communist Party. They've been doing this for years, if not decades. So we just have to understand in that context that she really has no choice, that if she didn't do what the party said, she could be jailed or disappeared or her family. So that's a personal tragedy, not a political tragedy. What it means for the Olympics is that it puts all of these Olympic organizations and sports organizations in a position of either being complicit in that sort of abuse, the insult and the injury, or they can try to stand against it. And we saw the Women's Tennis Association take a brave stand in defense of both the women and Peng Shuai specifically. And we saw the International Olympic Committee do the opposite. We saw them help them push the propaganda and put the pressure on Peng Shuai. So I think that's a stark decision for all of us dealing with Chinese organizations and the Chinese Communist Party. Do you want to help them perpetrate this sort of culture of fear and abuse, or do we want to stand up to it? I recommend and I hope that more and more organizations will follow the lead of the Women's Tennis Association and do the latter.
Renee, I mean, one of the hardest things to watch of all of this, and there are many things, is how the IOC has responded. It's refusing to say whether or not she has been speaking under duress, right? The communications director of the IOC said this: "I don't think it's a judgment for the IOC to make. We are a sporting organization, and our job is to remain in contact with her and to carry out quiet diplomacy, to keep in touch with her as we've done, to meet her in person as we've done, and now invite her to Lausanne to see us." What do you make of this?
Well, I mean, I think they're in between a rock and a hard place right now with the Olympics being in Beijing again. It'll be interesting to see if they ever get the Olympics back, because now it's had the summer and the winter games, and by all of this, what's been going on, not only with Peng Shuai, but so many other issues in China, that maybe it will be the last time we see them there because of just the ramifications of this story and so many others in China overall. But you know, when I read Ai Weiwei, the amazing Chinese artist, he's written and spoken about this situation with Peng Shuai as well, and I even tweeted about it today, that he's basically said she's under the control of the Communist Party now and she's no way of getting out of it. So that to me is a real concern. I have actually spoken to somebody that has spoken to her, and she really can't say anything. I mean, this is the issue that we face when it comes to the Chinese Communist Party. There's nothing that you can do about it other than what the WTA has done, and as Josh said, is hold them to the fire. Once this Olympics is over, it'll be really interesting to see what the IOC really does, because they really do have some questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, once it's over. I mean, I have to say, I mean,
Yeah.
every day that passes here, it does feel like there are so many organizations, nations around the world complicit in this performance art that's taking place by the day. You know, China has a torchbearer that's a Uyghur, Josh, as there's a genocide going on in part of the country. Now, Peng Shuai trotted out for this interview, chaperoned with minders there. It's just day by day, this performance.
Well, that's right. And, there's two reasons that the Chinese government does this. One is to sort of mess with our information environment. Remember, in their country, they only have one story. There's only one internet, right? Peng Shuai may have taken down her post. We don't know, but she definitely didn't erase it from the Chinese internet. She doesn't have that power, right? So that's what the government did. If you look on the Chinese internet, there's no mention of the scandal to this day. So what they're doing with all of this propaganda is they're aiming at us. They're trying to confuse us. And, it's the same thing with when they have a Uyghur to light the torch while they're committing a genocide against Uyghurs. On the one hand, they're saying to us, like, middle finger time, we don't care what you say about what we do. But they're also sending a message to the Uyghurs. You can carry the torch or you can go to the camps. It's a pretty clear message. Okay, and it's cruel, it's criminal, and it's not going away anytime soon. And the Chinese government thought that they could, sort of have their genocide and have their Olympics, and no one would say anything because they're so big and powerful and rich that all of the corporations and governments would just fall into line. Well, it didn't turn out that way, did it? As it turns out, people all over the world, including people in China, took this opportunity to point out the reality of what the CCP is about these days, and it's a pretty ugly picture.
I also think, Renee, we should be very clear about this interview that Peng Shuai did, just how controlled it was. There were so many conditions that had to be met. The questions had to be submitted. It was printed as basically a transcript of a Q&A. It did not allow for there to be analysis and for there to be isolated quotes. These were the conditions that this paper had to agree to.
Exactly. And I think if the IOC were to do the right thing and the great thing, they would hire a private plane and fly her and an entire family out of China, and then we'll decide and see if that's exactly what she really meant. So anyone that has anything to do with her, and particularly her and her family, get them out of the country. Let's ask her the questions after that. This controlled environment by the Chinese media is just, we all know it's just contrived. And as far as I'm concerned, she's going to be under duress and under control of them. And as Ai Weiwei said, for probably forever.
And again, people around the world, especially those close to her and know her, they remain concerned about her. I also do want to note that the man she's accusing of sexual assault, the former Chinese communist official, has not responded.